As proposed by Dalton, all matter, whether an element, a compound, or a mixture, it is made up of atoms. And so, on the basis of his study, he proposed the Dalton's atomic theory. And according to it, all the matter is made up of very tiny particles called as atoms. So, what is an atom? What is its size? There were several queries regarding the atom. So, when we talk of the size of the atom, the size of an atom is usually expressed in terms of its atomic radius. That means we consider atomic radius as a measurement of the size of an atom. The atom is very small and it is not possible to see it with the naked eye. So we have used a method by which we can calculate the atomic radius. Atomic radius is measured in nanometers, represented as nm. 1 nanometer is equal to 1 by 10 to the power 9 meters. That means 1 meter is equal to 10 to the power 9 nanometers. This is extremely small. Very small size. So when we talk of hydrogen, for example, 10 to the power minus 10 is the size of an atom of hydrogen. Also, each element, atom, is unique. That means the element which is having that atom, that particular atom of an element is unique, and all the atoms of that particular element are same. So, the atomic radius gives us an idea of the size of an atom. And there are different molecules of water that will be having 10 to the power minus 9. Then the sand, grain of sand, 10 to the power minus 4. So these are various atomic radius which gives us an idea that how small the atom actually is. Now, when we talk of the atom, the atomic radius and the size of the atom, it was further the method was devised so as to how to identify various atoms or how to identify the various elements. So the concept of atomic symbols arrived, and Dalton was the first who suggested the use of symbols for the atoms. So he suggested that various elements can be represented by definite symbols. Now, the symbols represented one atom of that particular element. So that element, one symbol for that particular element made it easy for all over the world to refer to it as that particular element. Now at that time, Dalton's time, nearly about 30 elements were known. Only 30 elements were known, and there were various methods like hydrogen was simply marked as, the symbol for hydrogen was a dot in the middle and a circle. So this was the symbol for hydrogen. Then oxygen was completely like this. This was oxygen. There were many symbols. Phosphorus was represented as this. This was phosphorus. So there were around 30 known elements, and for those 30 known elements, the symbols were decided. These were pictorial symbols and were used at that particular time. Later, Berzelius suggested that the symbols should be made or can be made from 1 or 2 letters of the name of that particular element. So now the new method was adopted, and as a result of which the symbols are made from 1 or 2 letters of the name of that particular element. Now over here, earlier during the naming of the atoms, the initial stage was that elements were named after the place where they were found for the first time. So the copper was named after a place called as Cyprus, and some names were given according to the colors which they have. For example, the gold. Gold was named because it is having yellow color. So the origin from where they found the element or the colors. These were the initial stages where the naming procedure was being adopted. Later on, an international agency, that is IUPAC, and it is now, till now it is well accepted, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. It approves the names and the symbols for a particular element. So after this is the agency that approves the final name and the symbol for that particular element. And nowadays, what method we have adopted presently, which is being adopted now also, there are two letters. The first letter of a symbol is always as a capital, and the second one is in the lowercase, most of them. So if we are talking of, let's say, copper, first letter, that is capital, U small. And if it is a single letter, then it has to be always capital. Again, chlorine, C capital, L small. Bromine, B capital, R small. So we have, if one symbol is there, oxygen, when we say O. Therefore, one letter, it is always capital, and if there are two letters, this first one is in the uppercase and the second one is in the lowercase. It is a standard or norm which is followed all over the world. Now, when we talk of the significance of atomic symbol, they represent the very shorthand name, and one symbol represents only one type of element. So this is the advantage of naming, because when we are saying Cu, that is holding for copper only. If CO is mentioned, that is cobalt. If Cl is mentioned, that is chlorine. So we have specific symbols, and that enables us to identify a particular element. And the symbols make it easy for all over the world to be remembered easily. That means if we say hydrogen, H comes in front of you, that is easy to remember. So the symbols help in making the study and other things easily possible. There are various symbols for elements. Fluorine, gold is Au. Like that, we have various symbols given, and that has to be that are utilized for various type of chemical reactions, and if you want to refer to any of the elements. Thank you.